Hey guys, it's Ryan here with HobbiesofaMan once again, and today we're going to be doing another comic book issue review. We're going to be looking at Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong number 6. Yes, number 6. And yeah, no changes to the art team as far as I understand it. And this was a pretty quick issue. I liked it though. I thought there was some really good stuff here, specifically in terms of like visuals. Like there was some really visually interesting stuff happening here that was pretty exciting. But it's been like 3 weeks since I read this, so I honestly don't remember exactly how I felt while reading it. But I remember I wasn't that, you know, like I liked certain parts of it, but I wasn't super like invested in the story, if that makes sense. Which I guess is kind of par for the course for a lot of these crossover events, right? So let's get into it here. It starts 10 days after the Titans have appeared. The Justice League is on the Watchtower, and they're basically just sharing intel with each other, just trying to figure out, you know, what the hell's going on, right? Godzilla is trapped near Atlantis. Kong is lost, as well as Supergirl. And Clark is still down, but only barely, right? Or, you know, there's something going on where I think he disappears in this issue to go somewhere else, right? So, yeah, and that's basically what happens next, right? Superman is gone. The bad guys are boarding the ship, getting ready to go back to Metropolis, I think. And Mechagodzilla is active. And, well, all of the Titans have made it back to Mechagodzilla. They're all back in Metropolis, and they all bow down to him, which is problematic. This is not good, right? So, yeah, but it's pretty important. At this point, we get introduced to the Batman mecha, which is pretty cool. I actually really like that a lot. Flash is running on a cosmic treadmill to power it, and Cyborg is basically taking care of the electronics, while Batman is the one in charge of making the robot move, right? And so it almost has this kind of like Power Rangers cockpit feeling to it, which is pretty great. It's a little bit gnarly to see something like that in a superhero comic, but it's really great. I really liked it. I thought it was a nice little visual there. The Green Lanterns also combine, since there's 5 of them, or 6 of them, I think, I can't remember. They combine their powers to create a Green Lantern Megazord, which is also really phenomenal. I think that idea is great. I like that a lot. I think it's really, really fun. And it also kind of looks a little bit like a Susanoo, right? So if you know what that is from Naruto, it kind of has that vibe to it, but it has a very mechanical design, so it's clearly a mecha, right? Which is great. I like that a lot. Then there's some other bad Zords that are being controlled by Red Hood and Red Robin and Proper Robin, I think. Basically all of the younger Bat family members are riding around in some Bat Swords, which is pretty fun. And I mean, that's basically like the really cool moment here. It's like, oh shit, there's all of these Megazords and you know, big giant mechas in general, which is pretty fun. And well, they're kind of winning when suddenly Supergirl shows up, and she's here along with Grodd and King Kong. And well, this is a problem because now the tide has turned, right? Now the bad guys are winning because they have superior firepower. Although I'm not exactly sure that like Supergirl and Kong are powerful enough to make that difference. I mean, I guess Supergirl is, but I don't know. I guess it makes sense. I don't know. It's fine, but I think that the tide of battle changed a bit too quickly. And honestly, I would have liked to see these moments stretch out a bit more before Supergirl showed up. But I mean, they're kind of on a time budget here, so it makes sense, I guess. So Gar decides to transform into a Kong, and he kind of fights for a second, for a little bit, and then gets beat by King Kong quite handedly, actually. Well, this is pretty bad. The Green Lantern mecha was also destroyed. It wasn't destroyed, actually. It was attacked by Grodd, and then they removed Guy Gardner from the mecha. So Grodd kills him, And this also ends up with Grodd losing control of Supergirl and King Kong, which is great because now they have more allies, right? And so this is quite good. The rest of the League show up to kind of help. And then the League of Shadows, or the League of Assassins, whatever you want to call them, show up with some skull crawlers, which is pretty crazy. I'm not really sure why they became relevant. I mean, I'm sure they were like planned to be relevant from the beginning because, of course, they were at Skull Island. But this series is too short to have that many enemies, because you don't just have the Titans. You have this coalition of all of these bad guys. You have Mecha Godzilla. You have Godzilla, which is more or less the main fight, and King Kong for a while. And so at this point, it's like there's 5 sets of villains, 5 sets of villains, and there's only 7 issues. And I'm not sure that the League of Assassins was even necessary in this part of the story. So I don't know. It's got to be part of the big showdown, but I think they kind of are a little bit unnecessary, right? So yeah, and then kind of basically the issue ends here with Clark actually finally showing up, and it turns out that he went to the bottom of the ocean to see what the hell is going on with Godzilla. And so he shows up and he's like, Godzilla, you and I have a rematch to have. We have some trouble that we need to discuss, and we'll see what happens. I'm sure that Superman is going to get Godzilla to listen to him, and he's going to be part of the team, right? Because that's ultimately how these team-ups go. When you have 2 different heroes, they fight initially, and then they join forces, right? So I'm really excited to see how that goes. But overall, my kind of issues with this were like, this is no moment for the big battle, and it feels like it wasn't that important. Like, the balance of setting up issues compared to paying those issues off into a valuable and cool and interesting fight scene is pretty low in a lot of these series, and it's kind of disappointing, right? So yeah, but I mean, all of the Megazords and mechas was good enough for me to be hyped about this issue while I was reading it. Not enough to make me like the issue beyond the, kind of just like being okay with it after reading it, but I guess it's good enough, right? And so, yeah, there's only 1 issue left, so I'm not going to drop it right now. I will keep it and finish collecting it, and hopefully enjoy the last issue of it. And then I'll do a review for the whole series at some point later in the future. And I know that there's a hardcover coming out for the series, so if you trade waited, I don't think you'll get a trade for a while, but there is a hardcover edition, and if you get it on in-stock trades or something, it'll be pretty cheap, right? So I hope you guys get it if you're interested in that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys later.